He only brushed a side mirror, a tiny scrape barely worth a glance. But the man on the Harley Davidson didn't see a mistake, he saw weakness. And in front of a crowd, he decided to teach an old man a lesson. One shove, one fall, and the city learned that some uniforms never fade, even after the medals are packed away. If you believe respect should never have an expiration date, hit like, type honor in the comments, and listen close. Because this one's real in more ways than people think. Harold Mendez wasn't famous. He didn't wear ribbons anymore. Just a grey Patagonia windbreaker, soft from age, and shoes that had seen too many winters. 79 years old, retired Air Force engineer. He'd fixed the birds that flew over enemy skies. Now he fixed clocks for neighbors who couldn't pay him back. That morning was like any other. Bus stop, 2 blocks from his apartment, small paper bag in hand from Whole Foods. Inside, batteries, a newspaper, and a pack of Nature Valley sunflower seeds he still swore helped him quit smoking 20 years ago. The street was half asleep, coffee steam from Starbucks rising into the cold air, traffic murmuring like a low hymn. Then came the roar, 6 motorcycles cutting through the quiet. Leather, laughter, and too much pride for one corner. Harold didn't look up. He'd learned long ago that loud men often needed silence more than attention. As the first bus pulled in, Harold took one step back. His elbow brushed a chrome mirror, a tiny click like a tap on a glass. He turned immediately. "Sorry, son, didn't mean to," he said, voice soft but steady. He even reached to steady the mirror. But the rider swung his leg off the bike, boots hitting pavement like a challenge. "Watch where you're going, old man." His voice was young, the kind that hadn't yet learned weight. Before Harold could reply, the man shoved him in the shoulder. Not hard, just enough to prove a point. But at 79, that was enough. Harold fell, knees first, palms scraping on the asphalt. The paper bag tore, seeds scattering into the gutter. A dozen eyes watched. No one moved. The bikers laughed. Someone at the cafe across the street pulled out a phone, and then thought better of it. The call, Harold pushed himself up slowly. No anger, no cursing, just that small, heavy sigh people give when they're too tired to be surprised anymore. He sat on the bench, wiped the dust from his hands with an old Tommy Hilfiger handkerchief, the corner stitched with fading initials. R.M. His late wife's name, Rosa Mendez. He looked at the sky for a long moment. Then he pulled out a small Motorola flip phone. Only one number was saved under favorites, Falcon 9. He pressed it once, didn't say a word, just listened to the ring. A young voice answered, calm but alert. "Sir?" Harold smiled faintly. "Tell your captain the old man at Oak Street could use a lift." He closed the phone, placed it back in his pocket, and waited. 15 minutes later, the wind changed. The sound came first, deep, rhythmic, like thunder learning to breathe. Windows rattled, birds scattered, then the grey sky split open. A Boeing tilt-rotor aircraft dropped low over the rooftops. Not military issue anymore, but close enough. A convoy of dark SUVs followed, tires screaming to a stop by the cafe. People froze mid-step. Even the bikers looked up, their bravado cracking like ice. Doors opened. Men and women in tactical gear stepped out, precise, silent, disciplined. No shouting, no chaos, just purpose. From the lead car stepped a tall woman in uniform blues, Major Eleanor Mendez, Air Force Rescue Command. She didn't look around. She walked straight to the bench. "Dad," she said quietly, kneeling. Her gloves brushed the dust from his palms. "You all right?" Harold smiled, that same tired, kind smile. "Always am, when you show up." The biker took half a step back, confusion replacing arrogance. "You serious? That's your—" Eleanor's eyes met his. "I don't think you understand who you just laid hands on." She turned slightly, motioning with 2 fingers. A pair of officers, not soldiers, but city police, approached fast, whispering into radios. Within moments, the man was cuffed. No shouting, no struggle, just quiet consequence. One of the younger bikers stammered, "We didn't mean, we were just—" Eleanor cut him off gently. "Then maybe learn what meaning looks like before you touch another human being." The street was silent. Even the Starbucks music had stopped. A single old veteran, one Harold had known from church, stepped forward, cap in hand. "About time somebody remembered him," he said softly. That night someone posted the video. It wasn't fancy, no music, no edit, just a shaky phone clip titled, "Old Vet, New Respect." By morning, it had 3 million views. By noon, 10. Comments filled with strangers calling him a hero, a symbol, a reminder. Harold didn't read most of them. He didn't need to. He just smiled when his neighbor knocked on the door with fresh bread from Panera Bread. "On the house," she said. He thanked her like it was a medal. A week later, Eleanor got a letter at her base, addressed to the Major on Main Street. Inside, in uneven handwriting, "If your father's willing, I'd like to say I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was seeing." Harold agreed. He didn't do it for pity. He did it for closure. They met in a small park near the bus stop. The biker, his name was Tanner, stood awkwardly by the bench, hands trembling. "I don't expect you to forgive me," he said. I've been angry for a long time. Didn't know who to aim it at." Harold looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "Anger's easy," he said softly. "Respect takes work. But you can start today." He extended his hand. Tanner hesitated, then took it. Months passed. The city council installed a bronze plaque beside the bus bench. It read, "To Harold Mendez, proof that quiet courage still echoes." Below it, a single line, "He stood where others looked away." Every Veterans Day, kids left folded notes there. Tanner showed up too, parking his bike a few feet away. He wore no leather, no ego, just a volunteer badge from the VA hospital. Sometimes he'd find Harold already there, feeding pigeons. They'd talk, not about the past, but about how to fix it. Harold never wanted fame. He never asked for a salute. He just wanted the world to remember that respect isn't owed, it's learned. And sometimes it takes a fall on cold pavement to make a city stand up straight again. If you believe that honor doesn't age, if you believe that real strength speaks softly, then type respect in the comments and subscribe to Unafraid Courage, because the quiet ones, they're the ones who still move mountains.